All right, with me on the phone is Daric Gates, the director of a new film called The Appearing. Daric, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing
All right.
good.
Thanks for fitting us in. We had a great chance to talk to Will Wallace, and he described the film as basically being about spiritual battle. So give us a little bit of a synopsis on what The Appearing is about.
Well, to me, I grew up as a pastor's kid, and I've always been fascinated with spiritual warfare. The theme of the film stems from James 1, where it talks about, human beings were kind of lured and enticed by our own desires. So we kind of examined the human psyche and our temptations and how we open up ourselves to spiritual warfare and demonic attacks, as far as how Scripture portrays it in the Bible. Most exorcism movies I've seen, they kind of just show an innocent victim who gets possessed, and we tried to put a new twist on the story. It's to me, this film's about an homage to like the good old-fashioned storytelling movies of like the '60s and '70s, Alfred Hitchcock and Capra and Spielberg's Jaws. I mean, those are the movies that influenced me as a kid, and to me, this is an homage to just a good old classic thriller. At least that's what we were going for, anyways. I guess the audience can judge if we succeeded or not.
I just want to make sure, too, we're clear to our Christian audience, too, because this is a very serious film, right? It's got kind of has an R rating. It's kind of a horror movie, so it's not going to tread lightly through kind of a difficult topic, right?
Yeah, well, actually, we are PG-13. I know they listed us as R on IMDb. That's a mistake. We are PG-13 film, but we're not so much about the blood and the guts and the gore, as most horror films are. This is more of the thriller route, but the subject matter within itself, it's a very serious topic, and to me it's something that I believe in full-heartedly. So we try to take it as serious as possible. But yes,
I think it is a fantastic arena to see artists that do have a strong Christian faith willing to dive into. The world doesn't need to hold the market on anything. God can speak through all of these different genres, and if this is an area that we can glorify Him, then I think it's a fantastic concept.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Hollywood is, I look at that as my mission field, and the people that I interact with on set and the actors that I collaborate, and they're not all going to share the same beliefs as me, and that's, I get that, but, if God's given me this platform, I want to try to tell the best story that kind of centers around this subject matter. It's something that I think each person can kind of relate to. So far, some of the screenings we've been to, we've had people come up, like stuff they've dealt with in their past, as far as whether it be Satanism or just, sin or whatever that they've kind of been hiding, throughout. And then this film kind of touches on that issue. So it's been really, really neat. And not every single person is going to be affected the same way, which is what's great about this this medium as far as filmmaking goes. I watch the movie and I see 100 things I do differently. Where a couple audience members are they're getting infected by the story, and it's speaking to them in some kind of way, which is it's been an incredible experience so far. So to me, this is just it's a stepping stone, and hopefully we can keep making movies like this and keep improving our art form, and we'll see where the road takes us.
You mentioned your cast. You have some fantastic names I want to get to, too, so people understand. This is a really exciting time. You have Dean Cain and Quentin Aaron. Dean Cain, of course, famous from his TV Superman role, and, of course, Quentin Aaron in Blindside. What was it like to get a couple of, kind of heavy hitters that have some really interesting stuff on their resume to be part of this project?
Well, Dean Cain, I've been a fan of Dean Cain for years. As a little kid growing up, I had his, him as Superman. He was on my Trapper Keeper and folders, that I would take to school. And, years later, being able to work with him as a professional, I mean, that was just incredible. Super nice guy. I worked on a show a couple of years ago called Las Vegas, and he kind of had a recurring role. That's where I met Dean for the first time, and we just kind of kept in touch through the years. And when we got this project off the ground, gave him a call, and he was on board. And then Quentin Aaron is someone who's friends with Will Wallace, our lead actor and producer, and he brought Quentin out for a cameo, and just incredible cast to work with. We also had Joe Estevez. He came out for a day, and then Don Swayze, who plays the town sheriff. Just an incredible cast to work with all around.
What's it like to work with Will in that way? I know you've worked with Will from a teacher-student role, right? You've kind of gone through his school as well, from what I understand. So, how has that dynamic grown and shifted some now that he's been such a key player in this great film?
I'm not one of his students. I've substituted his class a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Not been a student of his, but I met Will a couple years ago at a film festival. We both had a film at a film festival in Idlewild a couple years ago, and we kind of reconnected. And I saw a film that he acted in called Broke Sky, and had him in mind for playing the lead role of Michael. And he eventually came on as a producer as well. And but he's just a great guy to work with. He's very connected in the industry, and brought a lot of pieces to the puzzle. To me, filmmaking is a very collaborative medium. So to collaborate with Will and then the other actors, and just with a great crew. I mean, by the end of the shoot, we're just a tight-knit family. It felt like, and I think that that really helps bring out the best performances and work quality and work ethic and the tone that we try to establish on set. It's a phenomenal experience, something that I'll treasure forever, I think.
Now, the main role here, as far as the female actress, she's on the poster, and people will be reminded of several. You mentioned Exorcism, those type of films, that type of Conjuring or Ring, and those kinds of things with that sort of look and appeal. Now, speak to the lead actress, and let's give her some praise here for this very challenging role for an actress to play.
Emily Brooks, an incredible actress. We looked at maybe 100 or so girls for the lead role, and Emily was one of Will's students. She'd only been out to Los Angeles for about 2 or 3 months, so this was like her first film ever, and she came in and auditioned and just knocked us all off our feet, and just she's just so talented, a method actress. So she loved to get in her head and really put her in the moment for each scene. But how I approach working with the actors, I'll sit down with each of them and especially with Emily, and we'll kind of dissect every scene, and as long as she understands her emotional beat shifts and character arc, really I say treat the script as a blueprint, and the ideas that she would bring to the table regarding her character, and Will the same way. Just phenomenal actress to work with, though. Yeah.
It's very, 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 very exciting film. I know I want to give you a chance to talk about. You have a couple premieres and some screenings that you have going on, but speak to that and then as well. Tell folks what the name of the website or your Facebook, so that people will know how to kind of keep track of where they'll be able to catch a screening until this hopefully gets a broad distribution. People can catch it everywhere.
Yeah, so Lionsgate is going to be distributing the film in February for all of North America and Canada. And what we're doing before that is a website called Tug. Nicholas Gonda, he's one of Terrence Malick's producing partners. He created this platform. It basically allows us to go to cities across the country, and we could sell a minimum number of tickets, and we've kind of been treating them like road shows. We started we're in Vegas, Minnesota, Los Angeles, Miami, Austin, and we'll be in Chicago tomorrow night, and then Springfield on Wednesday. But it's just been a great tool. We're kind of using it as a PR campaign to push for. We'll bring some of the actors and people, and we'll do a Q&A after we screen the film. And so far we've just had such a great response. So it's to get to travel around and see family and friends and go to city to city. It's an awesome avenue that Tug has opened the doors for us to do this, and hopefully it will carry over to the Lionsgate release in February with some momentum we have going forward.
Fantastic. Well, we're going to link to the site. We'll link to the Facebook stuff as well, because I know people love to work through the social media stuff, so we'll be doing that as well. And I'll connect with you and try to hook up a chance to get to speak with Emily, maybe Dean or Quentin, and these other folks too. We can promote the film and really do our part too, because it really is, as I said, I'm very fascinated and interested to see the film, because I love the idea that we're going to, tread into that water. I'm very excited as a lover of film, but also as a Christian as well, to see that those two worlds collide from a horror thriller type stuff. And I'm a huge Hitchcock guy, so we could probably talk for 20 more minutes just about Hitchcock.
We could. The shoot on that Psycho set, it was It was amazing. I mean, as a kid in a candy shop, standing there, and you get the big old house and the big hotel behind us, and you look over to the right, you've got like the Dr. Seuss Princess Stole Christmas set, and you've got the Spielberg War of the World set. So to be there, we were definitely filming on sacred ground, and
well, so for some folks, just to prove how much of a geek I am. So for those of us here in Florida, Orlando, Hollywood, they have a studio here, Universal Studios in Orlando. And when they first opened years and years ago, they had filmed Psycho 5 in Orlando. So they had a Psycho house on set at the theme park. And I remember, jumping over the rope so we could take photos in front of the Psycho house before security escorted us out of the place. But we were that much into Hitchcock back then, which now it's kind of at least a little more normalized and popular than it is now. So great stuff indeed.
Yes.
Daric, definitely keep in touch with me. It's great to get a chance to finally catch up with you, and I look forward to not only seeing the film but also doing our part to promote it, because this is a very, very exciting time. So God bless and take care, sir.
Thank you so much, Brendan. Thank you, guys.
All right, take care.